People, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those who are watching for the very first time, my name is Patrick Mungo, and of course, Happy New Year, because this is the first video that I'm making for this year, and I believe that your year is going on very well. Also, this side, I'm also coping up very well, notwithstanding the pandemic. Now, this year I'll be giving you various contents, from ranging from political arena to academic arena, and of course, as you know that in our country, now, of course, in the process of talking about the BBI, so we are already in the political mood. But nevertheless, today I want us to look at something different, and especially what is happening currently within our country. But before I do that, please, if you're viewing my content for the very first time, please endeavor to subscribe so that you will be getting content whenever I drop them. So you just click your notification bell hapo, alafu ndo ukue ukipata ma content most namna hiyo. So back to the main topic today. So today we're going to look on, this Uhuru-Ruto relationship. When did they have, or when did they start the relationship, and when did the rain start between the two of them? Of course, as we all know that now the relationship between the President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Deputy President Dr. William Ruto, of course, currently now, wanabifiana is not that kind of relationship that they used to have before. But we want to look at their journey, their political journey together, and when did the things start, debating, when this kind of beef, when did it start? So, briefly, these two guys came together when Uhuru was seeking for presidency in 2002. These guys were in the same team, coming against the Rainbow Coalition at that time, which was called the NAC. They campaigned together, and of course, as well aware that they lost to the former President Mwai Kibaki. And then thereafter, of course, they were in the opposition. But down the line, there was issue regarding to constitutional referendum, that is 2005. And of course, they separated ways. Ruto was supporting, was against the referendum, and then Uhuru was actually for the referendum. Of course, you know what happened. Then in 2007, Ruto supported Raila Amolo Odinga, and Uhuru supported Mwai Kibaki, meaning that at that time, the relationship was not okay. But thereafter, of course, you know what happened in 2007 and 2008, the post-election violence. Both of them, they were actually suspects to the ICC due to the different counts that they were being alleged to have committed during the post-election period. And of course, as a result of them being, tried at the ICC, it kind of like brought them together back again. And now they are like, we can form a duo, we can seek for this presidency. And that's how again they rekindled their relationship. So they sought for the presidency in 2013, and they actually won overwhelmingly. Much as there was a presidential petition, but of course, it was dismissed. And then, of course, the will of the people prevailed. They were very good buddies. We remember when they used to use their cabinet, wearing red ties, white shirts. They used to do things together. They used to consult one another. Whatever they do, they used to do it together. So the entire 5 years, from 2013 to 2016, they were doing everything together. But of course, most people normally say that it was, Ruto who was running the show. Most people say that. I don't know how true it is, but for me, which is my opinion, I believe that these two guys were running the government together. Then, they sought for the re-election in 2017. Again, they campaigned thoroughly, defending their track record. And again, Kenyans, of course, gave them another opportunity. Notwithstanding of what happened in 2017. Of course, we knew there was a presidential petition, number 1 of 2017, which was actually, the election was actually nullified. And of course, we had the repetition and you know what happened and so forth. But now, after the being re-elected on 6th October, now thereafter, we saw things starting to change. Starting with the appointment of cabinet secretaries. In 2013, they named the cabinet together. But in 2017, 2018, when they were given fresh mandate for another 5 years, we saw the culture changed. Uhuru started naming cabinet by himself without necessarily involving the deputy president. Then, of course, many Kenyans wondered what might have happened. But again, one close ally, who is actually the Jubilee Vice Chairman, David Bragg, before the Jubilee government was being elected, he said it very clear that this second term for Uhuru Kenyatta, His Excellency, will actually be a different one. You are going to see the real Uhuru Kenyatta. That even if you'll be his brother and you are involved, maybe let's say like in corruption, you'll actually go to jail. Meaning that you are actually going to face a very rough term for Uhuru Kenyatta, a very serious person. But you know, down the line, we can actually say, from my own opinion, that actually we are actualizing what Murago was saying. From the naming of the cabinet, he no longer involved the deputy president. Thereafter, of course, we saw the handshake. The handshake to go together, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. At that time, Ruto was also not involved in the handshake. And that now, you know, cemented, you know, their bad relationship, which started from the naming of the cabinet. And down the line, we saw most of the duties that the deputy president used to perform were actually taken away from him. And one of the things that Uhuru was saying was that, you know, the deputy president was not performing well. That he would maybe say that projects are being done, yet on the ground, vitu ni tofauti. So on that basis, the president decided to, you know, go and inspect projects by himself, which made the deputy president just be a normal person in the office without any responsibility to execute, because the deputy president can only perform when he or she has been delegated by the president or in the absentia of the president. And of course, as the time goes by, as the time went by, we had the fruits of the handshake, which is the BBI. Now, BBI, and because, you know, Ruto was not being involved from the onset, we saw him from earlier stages, you know, not in favor of the document itself, not the first draft, nor the second draft. And that has actually seemed to have taken a position against his boss. So, one thing that we are asking ourselves is then, where did the rain start beating these two brothers? His Excellency the President and His Excellency the Deputy President. To my opinion, I believe these two, in the second term, it seems there were actually some people whom thought, or whom in their thinking were in the view that Uhuru Kenyatta was not being in charge in their first term in office as the president, and that Ruto was running the show. And they actually wanted the president to run the show in the second term. And probably it's because they wanted, maybe they had their own ill motives, their own intentions. We cannot say because we're just speculating. Again, can we say that it is the handshake that actually has made these two, the president and the deputy president, not to see eye on eye? I don't know, because the handshake actually brought peace in the country. Is it because that Ruto, in his second term, is aiming for succession politics? Because during the second draft, the Bomas of Kenya, the BBI, who was saying that, you know, they had an agenda with Ruto, but, you know, Ruto started now thinking about 2022, and therefore Uhuru could no longer, you know, trust him to execute their Jubilee agenda. And I think from that saying, Now, from that pronouncement by His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, I think that is where now the rain started beating them. That Ruto was focusing for 2022, while Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to look how he can leave a legacy that will be remembered for. Of course, I know we may have different views, different dimension on where the rain started beating these two duos. And to me, I think is different ambitions. Ruto is eyeing for 2022, and Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to look for what to leave as a legacy once he retires come 2022. And things, of course, have turned to be bad. These two guys are no longer working together. The relationship is now unattainable. Just the other day, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was telling the deputy president to resign because the deputy president is when he goes to this rally, he's praising the government. When he goes to another rally, he's also saying the government has not performed various things that they promised the Kenyans. But again, these are two people who set the agenda. And when you have one person who is blaming one another, then it means that the relationship can no longer be tenable. And the only best you can ever do is just to part ways. And of course, I know the deputy president answered the president by telling him that, I'm not going to resign. So, are we going to reach come 2022? We will see what happens. Anyway, as we approach come 2022, we are expecting different things. Uhuru said he cannot leave the government a thief. We don't know what this is being referred to. I also don't know. Also, you, my viewers, I know you don't know as well. So, what I can call for is that, let us just maintain peace. Let us support our various candidates. And then, come 2022, as electorates, we shall decide who is for us, for the people, and for this nation. Therefore, my dear viewers, if you have a different dimension or a different view on when the rain started beating the president and the president, feel free, to comment on the inbox, comment, and I will be in a position to see them and also respond. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.